So in this topic we will study interaction between two dipoles. Okay, so in interaction we will study three factors. What is the force experienced by one dipole due to the other? Second is the potential energy stored by the system or interaction energy. And third is what is the torque acting or experienced by one dipole due to another. I repeat, in interaction between dipoles, we are going to study three physical quantities. One is force, second is interaction energy or potential energy, and the third one is the torque. So here also we consider three different arrangements of dipoles. The first arrangement or the first case, that is case 1, where the two dipoles are placed along x-axis such that their dipole moments are in the same direction. See, I'll take this as a dipole with dipole moment P1. Another dipole, negative to positive. Dipole moment is different. I'll take it as P2. Center to center distances are, assume them to be point dipoles. That means size of the dipole is much smaller when compared with R. So first cases P1 and P2 are aligned along the same direction. So to calculate the force, potential energy and the torque, remember if the force is conservative, we know the relation between force and potential energy is given by the equation F is equal to, for all conservative forces, minus du divided by dr. So we'll make use of this relation for finding out force, potential energy as well as torque. So first let us start with potential energy. Okay, just now I told you that potential energy of a dipole is given by the relation minus P dot E when you place it in an external field. Now assume that this is a dipole whose dipole moment is P2, which is in the field produced by P1. So the field of P1 at this particular point, I'll call this point as O. It is an axial line for the first dipole. So I'll find out the field acting at the point O. We know for axial lines we use the formula 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 2p by rq. So here I'll write it as field produced at second dipole due to the first is k 2p1 divided by distance from this point till this point, it is rq. Call this as equation 1. And now I will write the dipole moment of this dipole P2. Magnitude I will write it as P2. Direction is I cap. Field is also in the same direction, that is I cap. For axial line, field is from negative to positive. Now find out what is the interaction or potential energy. U is equal to minus of P dot E, that is P2 dot E21. Both are in same direction, so angle is 0. Since angle is 0, cos 0 is 1, we get the answer minus K 2 P1 P2 divided by R cube. You can replace K as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught later. So this is giving me the interaction energy when the two dipoles are aligned along x-axis. And once you know this interaction energy, it's easy to determine the force. Let's see how to find the force. Differentiate the relation. Force is minus du by dr, that is minus of d by dr of 2 P1 P2, K is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught by R cube. Remove the constants outside, there is a negative sign for potential energy, so minus and minus will become plus. 2 constant, P1 constant, P2 also constant, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught also comes out. Differential of 1 by r to the power 3 is r to the power minus 3, r to the power minus 3 minus 1. So your answer would be minus 3 into 2, 6, K P1 P2 divided by r to the power 4. So this expression is going to give you the force experienced by P2 because of P1 or P1 because of P2 because they are equal and opposite forces. And here you remember, if your answer is negative, the force would be attractive in nature. If you get a positive answer, it will be repulsive. Minus generally indicates an attractive force. So we have got the potential energy term and then we have calculated the force between them. Now come to the torque. So we know torque is P dot E. Dipole moment is along I cap direction. Electric field is also along I cap direction. Angle between them is 0. So it is P2 into E21 into sine 0. Value of sine 0 is 0. So the torque experienced is 0. So the torque acting on the dipole would be 0. Now coming to case 2 for interaction energy between two dipoles. So we have studied that when two dipoles are aligned along the same axis, that is x axis, how to determine its potential energy, then force and the torque. Now I will take two dipoles aligned in y direction, y axis. So this is a dipole with dipole moment P1, another dipole minus and plus, it has a dipole moment P2, both are along y axis. The distance between their centers is taken as small r. Assume they are point dipoles. R is much greater when compared with the size. Now for this alignment, we need to find out three terms: potential energy, force and the torque. For finding the potential energy, let us determine what is the field produced by the first dipole at the location of second dipole. So the field produced by P1 at this point, I'll write it as E21. Since dipole moment is upward, this is equatorial line. Field is in opposite direction, downward, that is E21. Write its magnitude. For equatorial line, we know field is given by K into P, P1 by RQ. And if you write the direction, it is minus J cap. The dipole moment is acting in upward direction, so P2, magnitude I'll write it as P2, direction is J cap. Now once you know these two vectors, find out the potential energy. It's minus of P dot E. So U should be minus of P is K into P1 by RQ. Electric field is this, dipole moment is P2, angle is 180, so cos 180. Cos 180 is minus 1, so you will get potential energy as positive, that is K is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, P1, P2 divided by RQ. This will give you the potential energy. And if you know the potential energy, you can determine the force. We know for all conservative forces, F is minus du by dr. So differentiate potential energy term and taking out the constants outside, K P1 P2 d by dr of 1 by r cube, or F is equal to K P1 P2. Differential of r to the power minus 3 is minus 3 r to the power minus 3 minus 1, and there is a minus sign here. So minus of minus will become plus 3 K P1 P2 divided by r to the power 4. So this gives you the force experienced by P2 because of P1, and since your answer is positive, positive indicates repulsive force. If the force is negative, it would be attractive. Since it is positive, it is repulsive. Now let us calculate the torque acting on second one due to the first. Torque experienced by second dipole due to the first dipole is P into E into sine of angle between them. And if you observe, these two dipoles are making an angle of, the two fields are making an angle of 180 degree. So you will get the angle sine 180. Since theta is 180, torque would obviously become 0. So the torque acting on one dipole due to another is 0. This is your force, and this term gives you potential energy. So this is the second case of two dipoles. So we have discussed the two cases of dipoles interaction. Now look at the third case. So in the third case, case 3, we will take two dipoles which are perpendicular to each other. So there is a dipole of dipole moment P1 along y-axis. Now here I will consider one more dipole, negative to positive. This is having a dipole moment P2. Now the distance from center to this center is taken as r. Now if the two dipoles are perpendicular to each other, let us again see what will be the potential energy stored by the system, interaction energy. Then second is force experienced by one dipole due to another, and torque. So let us start with potential energy first. So we know potential energy of the system is minus of, or a dipole is minus of P into E. So we need to find the dipole moment. We already have the dipole moment P2. Vector, magnitude is P2, direction is along I cap. Now at this point I need the field produced by the first dipole. For this dipole, this is axial line. Sorry, not axial, it is equatorial line. So the field will act in downward direction. Because dipole moment is upward, electric field will be downward. I will call this as E21. So write the magnitude E21, field produced at this point due to the first dipole. For equatorial line, we write it as K into P1 divided by R cube. Direction is minus J cap. Since dipole moment and electric field are perpendicular to each other, obviously the dot product is minus of P2 into E21 into cos 90. Cos 90 is 0, so potential energy term would become 0. So this is the potential energy or interaction energy between the dipoles. Now let us see how to find out the force. For calculating the force, we will use the formula F is equal to E into Q. So let the charge on this be Q2, and here also I will take it as Q2. Assume the distance to be 2m. Now we know this is equatorial line for the dipole of dipole moment P1. So at this point I need to find out what is the electric field produced by P1. If you know the field at negative charge, then I can find the force. So force acting on the negative charge of P2 is given by, write the field, it is K P1 divided by R minus L whole cube, because this is at a distance R minus L, and multiply with the charge is Q2. Now look at the direction. Negative charge will always experience a force opposite to the direction of field. So this is experiencing an upward force. So the direction would be plus J cap. Similarly, find the force acting on the positive charge. Field is K P1 by R plus L whole cube into charge of the dipole is Q2, and this will experience a force in downward direction. Positive charge will move in the direction of field, negative charge will experience a force opposite to it. So Q2, and the direction is minus J cap. Now you know F minus and F plus. Now you can easily find out what is the net force acting on the dipole. F net will be the vector sum of these two. Add the two equations, K P1 and Q2 I am writing outside the bracket, the remaining terms. F minus is 1 by R minus L whole cube minus 1 by R plus L whole cube, and direction I will write outside, that is j cap. Now simplify this relation. K into P1 into Q2, take LCM, R square minus L square whole to the power 3, direction is still j cap, and here you get R plus L whole cube minus R minus L whole cube. So open this A plus B whole cube formula and then simplify the relation. I am writing the simplified equation. You will get K into P1 into Q2 by R square minus L square whole to the power 3. So a few terms will get cancelled. We will be left with 2L cube plus 6R square into L. So this mathematical part you can try. As you know the formulas, substitute. And now take out this 2L outside. K P1 Q2 into 2L, I have written it outside. Left is L square plus 3R square divided by R square minus L square whole cube into j cap. And now you can see this is the force acting on P2. The product of 2L into Q2 can be written as dipole moment of the second dipole, so P1 into P2. And here I will use the approximation. Okay, the approximation we are using is if L is much lesser when compared with R. So using this approximation, you can neglect this L square in comparison with 3R square. So numerator becomes 3R square, denominator R square, L square is negligible. R square whole to the power 3 is R to the power 6 into j cap. So you get the force as K 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, K is P1 P2 3 by R to the power 4 into j cap. And this force is perpendicular to the distance R. So the force experienced by P2 because of P1 is K into P1 P2 into 3 divided by R to the power 4. So this formula gives you the force. So finally we have got what is potential energy, and then we have derived what is the force. Now the last one is the torque. Okay, so let's see how to determine the torque. For calculating the torque, we know torque is defined as P cross E. But now you should be careful. You are finding out torque on which dipole due to what. First let us find the torque acting on P2. See, at the location of P2, field is equatorial line. So torque on P2 is dipole moment. Anyway, you know it is P2 which is acting along x direction into field is K into P1 divided by R cube. K is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, and the angle between them is 90 degrees. Since it is 90, I will write the product as 1. So the magnitude of torque is K P1 P2 divided by R cube on which dipole? On the dipole of dipole moment P2. And now look at the direction of this torque. Since this force is much longer, okay, F minus is more and F plus is less. This is the force F plus. The torque would be in clockwise direction because this is clockwise torque and this is also clockwise torque. So the direction of the torque is clockwise. Similarly, let us see what is the torque acting on P1. So if you again refer to the diagram, see P1 is having a dipole moment upward. Now I will take the field produced by P2 at the location of P1. Negative to positive, this is the direction of dipole moment. So electric field will also be in the same direction. Again, field and dipole moment are perpendicular to each other, but this is not equatorial but it is axial line. So the torque acting on P1 would be, its dipole moment is P1 field produced by P2 is, for axial line, we know it is 2K P1 P2 by R cube, and this will be the torque acting on the first dipole. You can clearly see the torques are not equal. This is also experiencing a torque in clockwise direction, which is more in magnitude, whereas P2 is also experiencing a clockwise torque but less in magnitude. So to identify the forces, okay, you can see this is more and here the force is opposite. This also will experience a clockwise torque. So the two torques are in clockwise direction but with different magnitude. Okay, now look at this table which sums up all the three different cases of dipole and dipole interactions. So when the two dipoles were along x-axis, we have calculated the force, which is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 6 P1 P2 by R to the power 4. Potential energy was 2 P1 P2 by R cube into K, whereas torque was 0. If two dipoles are along this direction, the force was 3 P1 P2 by R power 4 into 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Potential energy was half of this. Again torque is 0. Whereas when the two dipoles are perpendicular, separation distance is small r. We have calculated the force. Potential energy was 0. And now the torque acting on the two dipoles is not the same. On the first dipole, it is K into 2 P1 P2 by R cube. On second, it is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught P1 P2 by R cube. So this is all about the interaction of dipoles.